All right, we're going to start off here in the Central Pacific, or excuse me, the East Pacific. This is Hurricane Genevieve. This is a very strong hurricane that strengthened really quickly. I'll get this out of the way. It is basically a fish storm. It's not going to be affecting anybody, but it's impressive to look at. Category 4, actually, at the last update. So look at that pressure down at 947 millibars. So we have that storm. It's mostly satellite eye candy. You get farther toward the west, and we have Hurricane Fausto. Now, it's in the process of weakening as we speak, but it's a little unnerving to see Hawaii over here, right? Hawaii just west of where this hurricane is, and it is generally headed in that vicinity. Now, historically with Hawaii, it's pretty tough to get a strong storm that comes in out of the east because the water gets a lot cooler up there. It's kind of an interesting thing to look at when you're looking at the sea surface temperatures, which I'll show you in just a second, but you can see the eye has somewhat eroded on this storm. And the forecast cone likely takes it north of the islands. There's a small chance that we could have like a landfalling tropical depression or a super weak tropical storm on some of the western islands. That's like a worst case scenario. So again, overall, this is not a storm to get too worried about. Usually when we get bad storms in Hawaii, it's a pretty rare thing, but it's got to be coming out of the south because the water is so warm down here. There's a pretty tight gradient actually when it comes to the sea surface temperatures up here. So look at this. I mean, you go from like the 70s to really, really warm water temperatures as you get farther down toward the south, well over 80 degrees, even approaching 90 as you get even farther toward the south. But, you know, it just so happens that a lot of these storms that come in out of the east as they're approaching Hawaii, they tend to end up over this cooler water. And that rips storms apart. It really does. So let me look at a couple of different forecast models. Now that we're getting a little bit closer in the forecast, what are some of the things that could happen? This is the European model, and I've overlaid the like the forecast radar or the precipitation part of the, whoops, let's do this. See, I got the sea surface temperatures on there, and now I'm going to throw the forecast model for the precip on top of that. Okay, so you can see as it moves toward the west, this is the European model. It's got it over some of the cooler water here, at least north of where you're seeing the yellows. And as it approaches Hawaii, let's zoom in on this and see what it looks like. How much rain is there going to be? I mean, look at this. This is kind of the opposite of what we just saw with Bertha in the Gulf. It's maybe a bit of a lopsided system with, you know, the heaviest rain on the north side of it. So yes, as you see these lines tighten up, those are lines of constant pressure, and that means that it's going to be a little bit on the windy side, obviously with some kind of tropical system or the remnants passing by. Let's compare that to the GFS model. Okay, let's zoom in on this a little bit. GFS is taking it even farther toward the north, actually. So, meaning more weakening, that would be happening as it approaches. Less rain. It shares the Europeans' thoughts about the heaviest rain being on the north side of Fausto. So, you know, again, overall, I don't think this is going to be that big of a deal for Hawaii. If I thought there were going to be any significant impacts, I would definitely let you know. But Hawaii has a history with hurricanes, as you, I'm sure, know if you've lived there for a long time. But this is the thing. The strongest storms, they always got to come in from the south. And it's a really simple story to tell. It's basically because the water is warmer down there. We had a couple of big ones. The biggest one was Iniki back in 1992. $6 billion in damage, 6 deaths as well. Wow. And then, yeah, we can't have storms approach from the east. I remember Isel, I believe was the name of it, if I'm not mistaken, 2014. Once in a while, you can get like a landfalling tropical storm, extremely rare. You look at the colors of these lines, and most of them are like blue and orange, very, very rare to even have a Category 1 hurricane. So, you know, this is almost, it's like almost impossible to get a strong hurricane that approaches from the east. Now, elsewhere in the Pacific, and to give you perspective here, here's Fausto, Hawaii just off the map. This is off the coast of Mexico. Look at Hurricane Genevieve. Beast of a storm down here. What was it? It went from, I think, a strong tropical storm to a Category 4 in something like a very small amount of time, 24 hours if I'm not mistaken. Just a beast of a storm that's sitting over some very warm water. Again, the forecast on that one is to go off toward the west. Now, I always like to check this because, you know, if I say a storm is not going to have any impacts and it's going to be a fish storm, I want to be really sure of that. So we go to this product called the precipitable water, where it shows us how much moisture is in the entire column of the atmosphere. And what I'm going to be looking for here when I play through the model is, does any of this moisture, even if the storm isn't going to make landfall in the U.S. or something like that, is any of that moisture going to somehow play into what's going on during monsoon season here? Okay, let's run through the forecast model. I don't think too much. Yeah, a lot of that goes toward the west. Now, you can make the argument maybe here a little bit into Wednesday that some of that moisture gets into Baja, but even a lot of that, apart from southern Arizona, doesn't really make it too far into the desert Southwest. So long story short, fish storm, but eye candy on the satellite.